Hi, I'm Tobi Alabi, and I almost died playing a game that I love. This is my story. I'm originally from Elephant and Castle. We moved, me and my family, to Bexley when I was younger with my brother and my sister, my mama and my dad. Growing up in Elephant and Castle, I was very young, so I don't remember much, but what I do remember, it was very vibrant. Um, it was a multicultural community, and we lived in a sort of like a block, but it was like a cul-de-sac, one way in, one way out. Everybody knew everybody, everybody was friendly with everybody, but it was quite rough at the same time. Football came into my life when I was, I'd say, 5 years old. That's when I first went to Crayford Arrows. Looking back, going from Crayford Arrows to West Ham at that age now, when I remember what it was like, I sort of think, how could those boys be that good at that age? You know what I mean? It was a big jump, a really big jump, and there was a golfing class between us and them. So it was a bit difficult, it was a bit daunting. But at the same time, I think it helped because it sort of helped me to, it eased the process of me signing for Millwall because I already knew what that environment was sort of like. I remember this big guy called Steve Birchwell just walked over to me, and I'll never forget this. I was like, "You alright, son?" I was like, "Where's your dad?" And I was like, and then we went over to my dad. They said whatever. He gave my dad his card, and he said he'll be in touch. And from there, that's when I sort of cemented my place in Millwall Football Club. If someone said to me that when I was at Hampton and Richmond, I'd be retiring at that level in a few years' time, I would have said there's something wrong with you. Unthinkable. I would have laughed in their face, to be honest. Before I terminated my contract, I was due for a heart screening because I collapsed in Sweden twice. First day I got there, I collapsed, and they referred me to the doctors, and I had tests for asthma, and they said I had asthma. Then I collapsed again about a month or two later, and then I was referred for heart checkups, and obviously they didn't suffice due to the fact that I left. I remember saying to my girlfriend, I said, in the car, that I don't feel right, there's something wrong with me. And she was sort of saying, what's the matter? And I just said, I don't know. I said, there's just something not right with me. I just felt really distant from everything and everyone. I could be sitting next to you and talking to you, but my mind's in a faraway place, sort of thing. And that's how I started to feel. I was actually gonna signal to come off because I just didn't feel right at all. Everything happened so slowly. It was like it was in slow motion. And next thing I know, I was just on the floor with loads of people around me. And I remember there was a doctor, and he put me on my side, and I was just checking my pulse. And I just remember talking and sort of him just, his hand here on my wrist, saying, yeah, his pulse is getting stronger and whatnot. After about 10 minutes on the floor, I was escorted off the pitch. So after the game, I was taken to the hospital, and they did tests on me there. So they were sort of thinking I'd had a heart attack, a mild heart attack, and that's when the sort of seriousness of everything was sort of dawning on me. And then it was at that point where it sort of dawned on me that that was sort of it. Like I wouldn't play again. Obviously I hadn't been told, but it sort of dawned on me then, and I just broke down in tears and started crying. And it was from that moment on that unofficially I knew that that was it. Without being told, I knew that was it. I was inconsolable. I couldn't. I was just thinking, like, why me? Like, what did I do wrong, sort of thing, you know what I mean? Like, all the years of training, working hard, getting to training early to do bits, leaving training late, doing extras with my brother, my dad taking me all over the country. I just didn't understand why it was happening to me. Those were the sort of questions that were going through my mind, and being depressed. Like, there's two ways you can deal with these sorts of things. You can be depressed, shut yourself off from the world, feel sorry for yourself, or you can sort of use what's happened to you to make a difference, either with people in the profession you've been in, or in your own life. Like, use it as motivation to do something else. And I sort of chose the latter.
Allow me to introduce myself.
I am the founder of the Hearts for More Foundation. So subsequently, because they found out I was wrong, I'm now fitted with a pacemaker, which obviously regulates my heart rhythm, and if need be, shocks my heart back into rhythm. So after football, I think it's just a natural way that people react to things like tragedies or bad things. Like, you just go on a whole mission to do something, to right the wrong that was done to you, do you know what I mean? So I feel that was kind of my initial reaction, and I launched a campaign called the Let's Change the Game campaign, and that was just to raise awareness solely within football of cardiac health issues and try and change the way that the screening program in football was currently, at the time, implemented. So that was the main driving force after my incident to starting the foundation. And we did a lot of work in the community, we did a lot of work in schools, and it kind of exposed me to like a different industry. What I've learned is that people love hope, and the kids I think they're related to the hope aspect of it, because they could see that, yes, I'm a real person, they could see that I went through something and I came out the other side. So I said to my friend at the time, you know, these kids are saying they're inspired and it's great, but we need to do something more. There's so many issues that they're facing and we're not actually doing anything for them, which is why we then went to launch the foundation. And we now focus on health and education. We do a lot of work around grassroots football. We've just recently launched a program for all 92 football clubs in England, the first in Europe to do the program. No one else is doing it. You know, 2 years. A lot of people look at it and say 2 years isn't a long time to fight for something, and it probably isn't, but you can only relate to what you go through. And so for me, it feels like such a long time, and I feel like the hard work is starting to pay off. And what the program basically is we go into football clubs, we educate their scholars or their under-16s or their under-21s on cardiac health issues. So that's signs and symptoms, preventative measures and reactive measures if somebody else suffers a cardiac arrest or a heart attack. how to deal with that, how to use a defibrillator. So it's very, very practical and very, very interactive. So in June of this year, 2016, we are going to South Africa. We're engaging with all the kids in 4 different orphanages, split between Joburg and Durban, and also various people in the local townships. And what we're doing is we're running football coaching programs. We are educating the carers at the orphanages how to best react in a scenario of a child having a cardiac arrest. We're also teaching the kids, signs and symptoms, preventative measures. Everything we do here, we're replicating there. Due to our partnership with Puma Football through our ambassador Hector Bellerin, you might know him, he plays for Arsenal, he's that fast guy. They've given us literally mountains and bundles of kit to drop off. I don't even know where we're going to store it, to be honest.
Hey, it's Hector Bellerin with the Heart for More Foundation charity dinner. Let's get this started. Okay, we're here with Tobi Alabi. So, Tobi, tell us why we're here tonight.
We're here to celebrate the foundation's 2nd anniversary, the foundation that you're ambassador of, and I'm the founder of.
Okay.
Yeah.
For me to see all these people here today and how big this is becoming, I'm really, really overwhelmed. But I think, from the chats I have with Tobi and everything, because I consider him a friend, this is only like the beginning. This is only probably like 10% of where he wants to get to. So, I think there's a lot more to come from.
We've come a long way in a short space of time, but it's like 5-10% of what is to come and what's left to do. So, I can't tell you. Can't tell you. Secret goals. But you will see, they'll all manifest. Everyone go and support the foundation. Can you hear me? Everyone come and support the Heart for More Foundation. Do the right thing. You know what we're about. We do good things, okay? We support people. He wants a song. The cameraman wants a song. The producer wants a song. So basically what I'm going to do, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter, and you'll see the song. I should have walked away.